Trae Taylor committed to Nebraska earlier this offseason. We're going to take a look at the 2027 quarterback right now. He's going to be a junior this upcoming season, so we're going to be watching sophomore film. In this sophomore film, he's listed at 6'3". I think that's the current number. He looks like a guy that's grown between his sophomore and junior year. So we're just going to watch the sophomore film, talk about what he does well, and then just kind of get excited to watch the junior year film. You know, I watched honestly too much sophomore film on this channel just because these schools are just looking for upside. By the time we get to the junior, senior year, we can start talking about them, you know, start factoring them into offenses at the next level. But right now, what does Trae Taylor do well? A lot of this highlight tape is going to be him off script, and I think he does his best work from the pocket. And we're not going to see too many clean pockets here, but what really gets me excited about Trae Taylor being a quarterback at the next level, or when we see him in these clean pockets, you know, but just take a look at the way that he drives off the back foot here. These next two throws, in my opinion, are the best because you can see the velocity he gets on these balls when he's got both of his feet in the ground. This next one also. You know, now a lot of this highlight tape going forward is going to be him off script, and I do think that's something that is going to be an important part of his game. This kid's a good athlete. Really excited to see the junior year film because, like I said, I think he's a bit closer to 6'1". I really want to see the way he moves at 6'3". I think that's going to kind of tell us how good of a quarterback he'll be. Or not how good, but how dynamic of a quarterback. So what am I talking about with the feet planting with him in a clean pocket right here? You know, I really like this move here. Maybe want to be a bit better about tucking this ball, but you know, as a sophomore in high school, we can chalk this first part of the play up as him being a good athlete, him having pretty good, you know, pocket moves already. One thing I don't love about this throw here, you know, maybe we'll see this is all upper body here. We saw how much energy he gets on the ball when he's driving off the back foot, but you know, at the next level, the way that this one hangs up, there are three guys in this area, you know, in the Big Ten. These are three guys that are 4 or 5 stars. They're probably going to make a play on this ball, maybe even intercept it. As a sophomore in high school, though, you know, it's hard to get too bogged down. I can get excited about, you know, him having the wherewithal to know that he can make that throw downfield, but you know, at the next level, you got to see that, I think, just kind of come off the back foot a little bit more. We're going to see another really nice corner throw that I liked a lot coming up here, but dude's a good athlete, you know, definitely feel good about him with the ball in his hands. It's kind of a prerequisite to play quarterback in college football now. It's kind of crazy. There's really no true pocket passers anymore. You need some level of athleticism, I feel like, for the most part. Anyways, this is my third favorite throw on this highlight tape. So we saw the other two end zone, the other two red zone type throws where he just, you know, kind of leaned into it and had to put a lot of velocity on that. Look at the way he just puts some touch on this corner route right here, and he just drops it in the bucket. You know, if he tries to make this throw like those other two where he just leans into it, this corner or whoever this is standing in front of the ball makes a play on that. But does a really good job, you know, dropping that one in the bucket. So I think you see a lot of layered throws for a sophomore in high school, and I'm really excited. I hope we see him from a bit more of a clean pocket his junior year, just because I think that's going to really tell us how good of a quarterback this kid is. This dude's a really good football player for sure, but I want to see more of those layered throws. You know, we can see he does it. We see the upside. Here's another one. Just off the back foot, just leans into this one, gets to the kid real fast. Gets to the receiver really fast. So I think there's a lot of upside with Trae Taylor as a pocket passer. You know, I used to not even talk about quarterbacks on this channel because, to be honest, like probably 80% of how good they are at the next level is more of a situational thing than how good they are in high school. You know, how they take coaching, how they develop, how the offense is around him, all that kind of stuff. But I definitely think this is a kid you can see the upside with. Especially considering he's a sophomore in high school in this video. Another good thing, you know, he's definitely a guy that when he breaks the pocket, he's looking to pass the ball, not looking to tuck it, you know, looking for the next open guy. He only threw 7 interceptions last year from the stats I could find. As a sophomore, that's really impressive. Finished with 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So really, really excited to watch the junior year film as it kind of comes out. That was Trae Taylor. You guys let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.